You ever wonder what real evil looks like in suburbia? I found out the hard way when the HOA president chained my heart-patient daughter to our front porch and called it enforcement. That's not a joke. She actually told the cops she was securing offending property. You want a kicker? She said right there on a recording, I'd do it again and bury her for good. Yeah, that happened. Let me back up a sec so you can see just how deep this poison goes. The day started like any other, just me finishing up a shift in my patrol car, cranking the AC against a July heat wave that could melt a driveway. 25 years in law enforcement, 5 as police chief, and still the best part of any day is driving home watching the sprinklers sink up kids' bikes tipped over in grassy yards, Mr. Finley rocking on his porch like the world's friendliest scarecrow. This neighborhood, Maple Creek Lane, was supposed to be our safe place. We paid for it too in taxes, and those ridiculous HOA dues, all for that promise of peace. My wife Nicole's roses, bright as fire, were showing off by the walkway. It looked like a postcard right up until I heard that scream. It wasn't some scraped-knee kid shriek or a neighbor arguing over trash cans. It was a thin, desperate sound, my daughter Emma's scream. I slammed the car halfway up the driveway, didn't even shut the engine off, just ran heart-pounding so hard it felt like my ribs might crack. My eyes went everywhere, window's yard, looking for the monster. And there she was. Emma, 8 years old, crumpled on her side on the porch, the sun beating down like a furnace. She wasn't moving, just trembling. Something metal caught the light, a thick steel chain. I kid you not, wrapped around her chest, pinning her arm to her side, padlocked to the porch pillar. Her lips were blue, her heart monitor, she wears it every day, was screaming red, the kind of alarm that makes you panic on instinct. For a split second, I wasn't a cop. I was just a dad feeling that wild, helpless fury boiling up. I wanted to tear the world apart. But training takes over. I took those porch steps in one jump, dropped to my knees, touched her forehead. She was burning up. That chain was digging in, making every breath a fight. This wasn't an accident. This was a crime. Then the voice, so bright and cheerful it felt like a slap. "It's a violation," she chirped. There she was. Karen Sloan, the HOA president, perfect pantsuit, blonde hair, sprayed stiff clipboard in hand like some suburban executioner. She was talking about Emma's blue plastic slide. Section 9, subsection C, play structures must be in the backyard. You've had 3 written warnings, Tim. I couldn't even connect her words to what she'd done. My kid was dying, and this woman was reciting bylaws like she was reading a grocery list. I managed to ask, "Did you do this?" Her smile didn't move. The bylaws are clear. When there's a compliance issue, the HOA can secure the offending property. The slide is property. The child was attached. A simple restraining measure. I saw red, but there was no time to argue. I just had to save my daughter. Inside, it was dead quiet. Nicole, my wife, was at her desk in her office, noise-canceling headphones on, deep in her transcription work. She never heard a thing. The power was out, the Wi-Fi dead, so the heart monitor's alerts never reached our phones. Emma was out there alone. I ripped the headphones off Nicole. It's Emma, on the porch. I don't think I've ever seen fear like that cross a person's face. She ran out before I even finished. I grabbed the bolt cutters from the garage, never thought I'd use them on my own kid, and as I ran back, it hit me. This wasn't random. The main breaker outside had been flipped. Someone had targeted our power, killed our digital lifeline, picked the exact moment to strike. Only one person knew our routines, our vulnerabilities, Karen. I'd brushed her off before as just another petty tyrant. Find us for everything the color of our doormat. Nicole's fall wreath, grass height, you name it. She never let up. Now she'd crossed into criminal territory. Back on the porch, Nicole was pure EMT, checking vitals, rattling off stats in that clipped professional voice. I cut the chain with everything I had. Emma was free, but she was in bad shape. Nicole started CPR. Get the AED. I grabbed it, handed her the pads, and heard the automated voice, shock-advised. Push the orange button now. Nicole's hand was steady. Emma's body jolted, then nothing. Nicole was right back at compressions, not a second wasted. I called 911, reporting my own nightmare. The sirens came so fast it almost didn't feel real. Ambulance, fire truck, even a squad car from my department. Paramedics took over, loading Emma up. Nicole climbed in. I turned to follow, and there was Karen, her clipboard hanging limp. No more smile. Just shock. She'd lit the fire, and now she was watching it burn. At the ER, it was hours of helpless waiting. A detective came for my statement. I gave it all: the chain, the power outage, Karen's words. But this wasn't just assault. It felt orchestrated. Finally, the doctor came out. She's stable. You got lucky. Relief, but also anger. This was attempted murder, however you sliced it. Home felt like a crime scene. I couldn't sleep. Nicole was a machine. She dug through years of HOA emails, fines, every snide newsletter. She built a case, mapped every harassment incident. She found something sky-high: legal fees, all going to a developer law firm. Then tucked inside the latest newsletter, a buyout letter from a big developer addressed to Karen. Our house was marked resistant in angry red ink, circled with the words "target for aggressive compliance." Suddenly, all the nonsense fines made sense. We weren't just difficult neighbors. We were obstacles to millions. We needed proof. I thought of Mr. Finley across the street. Sure enough, he'd seen everything: Karen chaining Emma, shouting about the slide locking the padlock. He was scared but agreed to testify. That lasted about 8 hours. At 2 a.m., I got a doorbell camera alert: Karen in a hoodie creeping up my driveway, then over to Finley's porch. Next morning, Finley called, terrified. Someone had left a dead bird and a note chirping, "Gets you hurt." He backed out. Witness tampering right in the open. That's when I realized this woman felt untouchable. She looked right at my camera, daring me to stop her. So I switched gears. Walked into my deputy's office. Marcus, solid as they come, laid it all out. The attack, the buyout, the intimidation. I officially recused myself, had to, or Karen's lawyers would scream conflict of interest. But off the record, we ran a sting. 2 of my best Diaz, a tech whiz, and Chin, our undercover ace, helped set up a hidden camera in the HOA clubhouse with the help of a board member who hated Karen as much as we did. We needed a confession. So I went public, announced my retirement on the news, and social media made it look like Karen won. She took the bait, called an emergency board meeting to seal the developer deal. The camera caught every word. Karen bragged about handling the final holdout, called my daughter a liability, laughed, and said on tape, "If I had to, I'd chain her to that porch again." Yeah, we had her, but I wanted everyone to see. So at the next general HOA meeting, full house, Karen ready to gloat, I walked in with Nicole. The projector cut on and the whole room saw the video. Karen unfiltered, admitting everything. The room turned on her in an instant. Her muscle tried to rush me. I put one on the floor, the other gave up. Marcus and the warrant team came in, cuffed them all. Karen screamed, denied, sobbed, but there was no way out. 4 felonies on the spot. The news stations played the clip on repeat. The developer bailed, the city councilman ran for cover, the HOA crumbled, and neighbors finally talked like neighbors again. For once, justice didn't limp. Emma's recovery was slow. She had nightmares. We got her a great therapist, and day by day she got stronger, color coming back, laughter returning, drawing pictures again. When it was safe, I came back to work with a new mission. It's not just about law, it's about protecting people, about making sure your own porch is safe. Now the crime tape's gone. Emma cannonballs into leaf piles, slides down her little blue slide, not a care in the world. Nicole sips coffee beside me, squeezes my hand. "You did good, Tim." Sometimes folks ask, "How far would you go for your family?" I say, "As far as it takes, until monsters like Karen are gone, until the sun is just warm and a porch is just a porch. So tell me, how far would you go to protect your own?" Drop a comment, share your story, and let's talk about what justice really means right here, where it counts.